Why emotional stability is more attractive than perfection. What if everything you've been told about attraction is missing one important truth? Many men spend years trying to become perfect. They work harder, earn more money, get in better shape, dress better, speak better. And while all of those things can improve your life, they don't guarantee lasting attraction. Because when it comes to relationships, women rarely stay attracted to perfection. They stay attracted to emotional stability. Think about it. Have you ever met someone who seemed to have everything? Good looks, success, confidence. Yet their relationships never lasted. Now think about another man. Maybe he wasn't the richest. Maybe he wasn't the most handsome. But people naturally trusted him. Women felt comfortable around him. His relationships seemed healthier. What made the difference? It wasn't perfection. It was the way he handled himself when life became difficult. Psychologists have long found that emotional stability is one of the strongest predictors of healthy, satisfying relationships. Why? Because attraction isn't only about excitement. It's also about safety. Today, we're exploring why emotional stability is more attractive than perfection, how emotionally stable men create deeper connections, and why mastering your emotions may be one of the most attractive qualities you can develop. Let's begin. Number 1. Perfection creates pressure. Stability creates comfort. Imagine dating someone who never allows themselves to make a mistake. They always need to appear perfect. They're constantly worried about saying the wrong thing, looking the wrong way, making the wrong impression. At first, that might seem impressive, but over time, it becomes exhausting. Perfection often creates pressure, not just for the person chasing it, but for everyone around them. Now imagine someone different. He's confident enough to admit when he's wrong. He laughs at his own mistakes. He doesn't pretend to have all the answers. He's not careless. He's simply comfortable being human. That creates something powerful. Comfort. And comfort is one of the foundations of emotional attraction. People don't build deep relationships with perfect people. They build them with authentic people. Number 2. Emotional stability makes people feel safe. One of the biggest misconceptions about attraction is believing it's only about excitement. Excitement matters, but excitement alone doesn't sustain a relationship. Eventually, every relationship faces stress, disagreements, financial pressure, family problems, unexpected setbacks. During those moments, a woman's attention often shifts from, "How exciting is he?" to, "Can I rely on him?" This is where emotional stability becomes incredibly attractive. A man who stays calm during difficult situations sends a powerful message. You don't have to carry this burden alone. That doesn't mean he never feels stress. It means he doesn't let stress control his behavior. He thinks before reacting. He listens before speaking. He solves problems instead of creating new ones. That kind of emotional steadiness builds trust. And trust is one of the strongest foundations of lasting attraction. Number 3. Reactivity destroys attraction. Imagine a small disagreement. One person immediately raises their voice, becomes defensive, brings up old arguments, turns a small issue into a major conflict. Now imagine another man facing the exact same disagreement. He pauses, listens carefully, keeps his emotions under control, responds instead of reacting. Who feels safer to be around? The answer is obvious. Emotional stability doesn't mean avoiding conflict. It means handling conflict without losing yourself. Strong men don't suppress every emotion. They simply refuse to let temporary emotions make permanent decisions. That's a quality people rarely forget, because how you behave during difficult moments often matters far more than how you behave when everything is easy. Number 4. Consistency is more attractive than intensity. Many people mistake emotional intensity for emotional depth. They're not the same thing. Some relationships begin with overwhelming passion, constant excitement, endless attention, big promises. But just as quickly, everything changes. The attention fades. The effort disappears. The relationship becomes unpredictable. Now compare that to someone who is consistently kind, consistently honest, consistently respectful, consistently dependable. It may not seem as dramatic, but over time, consistency builds something intensity cannot. Security. People are naturally drawn to those who make them feel emotionally safe, not because every day is thrilling, but because they know what kind of person they'll wake up next to. And in the long run, that quiet stability is often far more attractive than short bursts of perfection. So far, we've discovered that perfection often creates pressure. Emotional stability creates safety. Reactivity weakens attraction. And consistency quietly builds trust. But the next lessons reveal something even deeper, because they explain why emotionally stable men are often seen as more masculine, why they recover from setbacks without losing themselves, and why true confidence has very little to do with appearing perfect. Number 5. Emotional control is a form of strength. Many people think strength means never showing emotion, but that's not strength. That's emotional suppression. Real strength is feeling your emotions, without letting them control your actions. Imagine two men facing the same disappointment. One immediately lashes out, blames everyone else, makes impulsive decisions. The other feels the same frustration, but instead of reacting, he pauses, thinks clearly, then responds with purpose. Both experienced emotion. Only one controlled it. That's why emotional stability is often mistaken for confidence. When a man remains calm during stressful moments, people naturally assume he is capable, not because he has all the answers, but because he has control over himself. And self-control is one of the strongest forms of confidence. Number 6. Women often feel more attracted to men who are emotionally predictable. Imagine waiting for a text from someone. One day they're affectionate. The next day they're cold. Then they're warm again. Then distant. Eventually, you're no longer relaxed. You're anxious, always wondering what version of them you'll get. Now imagine someone different. They're consistent, kind, honest, calm. You know where you stand with them. That kind of emotional predictability creates security. And security allows attraction to deepen instead of constantly fighting uncertainty. This doesn't mean becoming boring. It means becoming dependable. There's a big difference. A dependable man can still be exciting, but his emotions aren't constantly creating chaos. For many women, that's incredibly attractive because it allows trust to grow naturally. Number 7. Emotionally stable men don't take everything personally. One of the biggest signs of emotional maturity is understanding that not every disagreement is an attack. Imagine your partner has had a stressful day. She's quieter than usual. She seems distracted. An emotionally reactive man immediately thinks, "She must be upset with me." He becomes defensive, starts asking anxious questions, creates conflict where there wasn't any. An emotionally stable man pauses before making assumptions. He recognizes that people carry stress from many parts of life: work, family, health, responsibilities. Instead of making everything about himself, he communicates calmly. He asks questions. He listens. That simple shift prevents countless unnecessary arguments. Because emotional maturity isn't just about controlling your own feelings. It's also about giving other people the benefit of the doubt. Number 8. Stability makes a man more trustworthy. Trust isn't built through big speeches. It's built through repeated experiences. Every time you keep your word, you strengthen trust. Every time you stay calm during pressure, you strengthen trust. Every time your actions match your words, you strengthen trust. Now imagine someone whose emotions constantly change their behavior. One week they're dependable. The next week they're unpredictable. Promises come and go depending on their mood. Over time, people stop trusting consistency. They start preparing for disappointment. Emotionally stable men understand something powerful. Reliability is attractive, not because it's flashy, but because it's rare. Anyone can be calm when life is easy. Very few people remain grounded when life becomes difficult. That's the kind of stability people remember. A hidden truth about attraction. Here's something many people overlook. The strongest attraction often isn't created by dramatic moments. It's created by emotional safety. Knowing someone will communicate honestly. Knowing they won't explode during disagreements. Knowing they won't disappear every time life gets difficult. That sense of safety allows affection, trust, and intimacy to grow naturally. Without it, even the strongest initial attraction can slowly fade. We've now seen why emotional control is a form of strength. Why emotional predictability creates security. Why mature men don't take everything personally. And why stability quietly builds trust. But the final lessons may be the most important, because they explain why perfection is impossible, why emotionally stable men recover from failure faster, and why lasting attraction is built on character, not flawless performance. The real secret to attraction. If there's one thing psychology consistently teaches us, it's this. Attraction may begin with appearance, but it survives because of character. Looks may capture attention. Success may create curiosity. Confidence may spark interest. But emotional stability is what often turns attraction into something lasting. Because every healthy relationship eventually asks the same question. Can I trust this person when life becomes difficult? The answer isn't found in perfection. It's found in consistency, patience, integrity, and emotional control. If there's one lesson I hope you take away from this video, it's this. Stop trying to become a perfect man. Become a steady man. Don't measure your worth by whether you've made mistakes. Measure it by how you respond to them. Work on becoming someone who stays calm under pressure, communicates with honesty, keeps his word, treats people with respect, and continues growing through life's challenges. Ironically, those qualities are often far more attractive than perfection ever could be, because perfection creates distance, but emotional stability creates trust, and trust is where the deepest attraction is built. So instead of asking, how can I become perfect? Ask yourself a better question. How can I become someone others feel safe, respected, and understood around? Because in the end, the men who build the strongest relationships aren't the ones who never make mistakes. They're the ones whose character remains steady, even when life isn't. And that's a kind of strength that never goes out of style. Click the subscribe button, like, share, and follow for more.